So hello everyone, welcome back to another video, and today we'll see some DAX functions. We are going to cover the aggregate functions that are available in DAX and how this aggregate function works, and what are the things that we need to know about this aggregate function so that we can check these things while using these functions in our DAX query. So we already have a table. We have 9 distinct values, like a small table for demo purpose. There is nothing, no connectivity or any other thing here. We are using DAX query. You can use Power BI also. There is also a DAX editor available, but for now I am not able to record in Power BI DAX query editor, so I am using DAX Studio. So let us see what are our table values. So you can see we have blank value, we have two zero values, and we have some numeric values. So the name is column. Okay, now the thing is, the first function we are going to see is average. Okay, so I'm going to define one variable. The variable name will be average equals. So what we are going to use the function average, and we are going to, this will accept only one column name. So we'll give the column first. We'll see this can be, like, if you want to manually, you have to put the single quotes around the table name. So we have one column and we define the variable. Now you have to evaluate. So while using evaluate, you have to check, the thing is that you have to return it as a table. What we will do, we will use the row function. We'll give a name as average, and we'll run. You can see 3.3. And why 3.3? So if you will evaluate our table, if you will see our table, then 2 plus 1 3 plus 2 5 plus 3 8 plus 4 12 plus 5 17 plus 7 24 plus 9 33. So we have, I think, 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. So 33 divided by 8, it should be 4. It should be more than 4. So why we got here 3.3 as average? So the thing is, while using average, we should check that if we have value 0 in our table, that means it is counting those rows also. But while adding these things, we are not getting any value. So we will just calculating these extra 2 rows, that means 10 rows. So 10 rows means 33 divided by 10, that is 3.3 or something like that. Okay, so we should check that if we do not want to include zero values, then we should not use 0. And you can see effectively we have 11 rows, but it is skipping these rows because it has blank value present here, so it is not entirely considering this row. Okay, so the fact is, we have to check if we do not, if we want to calculate 0 also, if we want to include 0 also or not. If we do not want to include 0, but we have 0 in our column, so it will just basically consider those rows also while calculating the average. So the next function what we will see, average a. So what this average a does, it takes all the arguments. Okay, it takes all the things, like if you have, we have to just change the name. So if you have here, suppose you have 0, if you have 0 and maybe suppose you have here true, false, or some logical values or some blank values. So we do not have logical values here, but we have blank value here. So let us see how much it is returning. What is the value that we are getting? So same 3.3 and why 3.3? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay. So 11 means what is the average we are getting here? 9, 7, 16, 5, 21, 4, 25, 3, 28, 30, 32, 33. Okay. So I am also not sure why it is giving 3.3 or it is really not evaluating. Okay. Average A. So this is okay that it is calculating here as this blank value. It is what it is basically doing. This blank value, it is considering it as a 0 and also it is including that row. Okay, but it is still 11 count, right? So why it is returning 3.3? It should return only 3. Okay, so the key point you have to take away from here is if you have blank values also and 0 values and logical values also in your column, and you want to include all the rows while calculating average, so that time you have to use average A instead of average, so that it will have some predefined things that it can calculate while using average A. So we'll use average X. So average X, it is basically one iterator function. So iterator means what it will do, it will go row by row and it will calculate some expression. After that it will compute the average. Okay. So suppose I want to multiply 324. Something happened. Okay, too few arguments. Okay, so the thing is what we forgot here, we need to include the table name also. So average means what it will, you have to pass the table name and you have to pass the table name column. So you have to pass the table, you have to pass the column name from this table only. You cannot pass any other table while mentioning this table. So and what it will do, it will first calculate row by row this column multiplied by 324, and after that it will calculate the average. Okay, so after that it will calculate the average. Basically here we are getting uh, blank value, here we are getting 0 0, and it will calculate some values for these things. After that it will take the average. So here this average X will work as only average, it will not work as average A. As previously we saw, average A is taking this one also as converting 0, and so it will just basically calculate as average and it will consider only this much rows. Instead of this one it will just skip. Basically it is same as average, but it is just a iterator function. Like you can, if you have some expression to calculate before you calculate average, then you can use average X. Okay, so next is count. So as the name suggests, we are counting the number of rows, but here are some considerations also. We cannot blindly use any count function, because we have, I think, count 4 or 5 functions related to count in our DAX. So the first function is normal count. What it will count, it will count the values, that if it is a number, if it is date, or if these are strings. So if this table will have no rows, then it will return the blank value. And that's it. It will just calculate, it will just count the non-blank rows present in the table, and it will skip the blank rows. Okay, so for now we have to remove this one, and count. So we'll change the name. So you can see 10 rows, it is keeping this blank row, correct? So it is keeping this blank row, it is returning all the non-blank row count. So that is all about count, how we can use count. And we have another function is count A. So we saw the function average A, and we similarly we have also the count A. Okay, so here it supports boolean data type like true and false. If true and false are there, it will count those things also. So let us see what we are getting in count A. What is the value that it is returning in count A? So it is returning still 10. That means it is keeping the blank values. It will support only boolean values. Previously we are using count, so count was supporting only non-blank rows, and with count A we can count the logical values also. Like if it is there, if some values are there which are present like true and false, so those things also we can count with count A. Okay, and there is another function also, count AX. Same, it is an iterator function, and it will take one expression. After calculating that expression, it will count the rows. So basically if we are taking anything like one expression which returning a non-blank row, then it will count that row also including. So it does not count empty cells. And again, if we will use count AX, then it will return only these rows instead of these row. It will skip this row. Okay, so that is the basically difference between count A and count AX. In count AX you can use an expression. So that is the that is the concept here. Same, we if we are giving count AX, then have to specify the table name. After that we can specify the expression, any expression. Suppose I will multiply 4, like this, any expression I can give. After evaluating the expressions row by row, it will count the row. Now another function related to count. So we have count rows. As the name suggests, you can understand what this function will do. So let us delete this one. Count rows, it will accept table name, so we'll give the table name, and let us see it is returning 11. That means it is taking all the rows available in this table. It is not skipping anything. Maybe it is blank, maybe true, maybe false, maybe 0, maybe any non-blank value, maybe date, or maybe string. So it is not skipping anything. It will return all the rows available. It will return the entire number of rows available in the table. Okay, so next we have count X. Count X is same as count AX, but what it will do, it will accept the same function as the count, and it will not accept the boolean values or logical values and blank values. In count AX we are using we can accept logical values also, means boolean values also, but in count X we cannot take boolean values. It will take only non-blank rows. Maybe it is a date, maybe it is a number, maybe it is a string. So next is distinct count. If you guys know SQL, then you can like understand what this meaning or what is the function does. Like distinct count, so basically it will take the distinct number of count, see number of values, and it will take the count. So what it will accept, it will accept the column only. You have to specify table and column. Okay, something happened. So you can see 9. What it did, it skipped this one. Here two duplicate values are there, so it calculated as 1 and it returned 9 rows. Okay, so this is basically distinct count, and there is another function related to distinct count blank. Okay, this is no blank. So we have to remove this one. Okay, correct. How much? 8. So why it returned 8? Distinct count 1, 2. Okay, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we got 10 values while okay, we got 9 count while using distinct count. That means it did not skip this thing. Okay, distinct count no blank, it is skipping this one. So that is the difference between distinct count and distinct count no blank. So next we'll check the max. So you can understand what is the name suggesting max. It will take the max value. So we'll change this name here and replace with max. Okay, so the maximum value is 9. As the name suggests, it will do that thing only. Some things to remember, like if there is blank value, then it will return 1. Okay, the blank will be treated as 0. Okay, so if you are giving max and 1, so 1 blank and 1, then it will be always 1. That means the blank value is considering as 0. So here you can see, here you have the blank value, so it will just treat it as 0, and it will by treating it as 0, it will get the maximum value of this column. So then we have max a, same as count a, average a. We have a function also max a, and what it will do, it will look for the maximum value with if there are numbers or if there are dates. So it will look for the maximum values like non-blank rows, and also if we have logical values like true and false, so false will be evaluated to 0 and true will be evaluated to 1. So that is the thing. But as we do not have anything here as logical values, so just remember that this 1 is true and this 0 is false. Like if you have true here and false here, then it will implicitly convert this into 1 and 0, and it will calculate the max. Okay, same as 9. Not much difference there, just you just need to remember if true and false are there, then you can use max a instead of only max. And we have max x also. So max x, we In max x, same syntax. We have to use table names. First the table name and after that the column name. Here the thing to remember is the blank values will be skipped. It will not consider the blank value. And another thing is true false also. We cannot. It will not support true and false. Okay. So that is the thing. And same thing for mean also. For mean we have three functions. We should change this name. Okay, this table should not be here, only column should be here for main. So you can see 0, and we'll just see if it is treating blank values as 0 or not. And so here blank value is there, it is same as a max function. It is treating this value as 0 and it is getting the minimum. So if you have a blank value, means you need to be careful while checking mean. If you have a blank value, that means you are always going to get 0 as the minimum value instead of any other values. So make sure in that thing that blank value should not be there if you are using mean, otherwise you may not get the actual result. Or also you can take some caution while using this one. Like if you are getting always 0 as the minimum value, that means you can understand somewhere there is a blank value. Okay, so we have another function called product. So it will just take a column and it will take the product of those values in that column. So I don't think you will use this function that much, but yes, it is there, so you need to know about this. Suppose you are giving product here, and let's see what it will return. I guess your 0. Yes. So why? Because it is multiplying all the things and it is getting this 0 obviously. So that is the thing. And also if you need to uh, take one expression here, then you can use the product x. So product x is there, where you can specify the table and the table column. So it is returning the basically the same value, but if you have any requirement like that, then you can directly multiply all these values and with some expression, and or calculate some values row by row. After that you can use product. So last function we'll discuss, that is sum, and it is also like you can also understand what it does. The sum function, so it will not take any table name, it will take directly the column name. Okay, so let us see, let us run this one, and you can see 33. So 33 means it is calculating all these rows. Okay, so it is just summing up all these rows, and I'm not sure how this blank value is getting treated. Maybe it is skipped, or 0, that I am not sure. So we are not getting that thing, so maybe it is either converting it to 0 or it is not considering it, is considering it at all. Okay. So if you have an expression to calculate row by row, after that take the sum, you can use the sum x. So in projects and other calculations, you will mostly use this sum x, because while suppose you have something to calculate before taking the sum or total value, so you will use this sum x most often. Okay, I'm sorry, I just forgot to change the name, as we are just replacing, there is no meaning while changing the name, same thing we can, so just we need to see the result and what it is doing. So basically we covered all the aggregate function available in DAX. In next video we'll check some other function like date and time function or filter function. So mostly we'll be going to check the date and time function. So we'll meet you in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe, please like the video, and if you have any queries or anything you didn't understand, like, you can comment below. So thank you very much, we'll meet you in the next video.